Hey everyone, Mr. Voikin here. This is lesson 2.12. Now we're going to be starting with percentages and converting those to either fractions or decimals. So we're just going to move right into the examples because we've already done a lot of review on this already. And we're just going to go over it again just to make sure we are prepared to move forward. So let's start with the top left, 12%. How do we change that to a fraction? Well, remember that a percentage is a number over 100. So this is 12 over 100. And now what do you have to ask yourself? Well, you have to ask yourself, can I reduce the fraction down to simplest form? So that is what we have to do every time. 12 over 100 is technically correct, but I can divide 2 into 12 and I can divide 2 into 100 and I end up with 6 over 50. And now I can see they're both even still and I can divide 2 into each of those. So I'm going to end up with 3 over 25. Now, although all three of those are technically the same, it's 3 over 25 that is going to be the one that's going to get you the correct answer on the test. So let's move to the one below that. So it's 38%, which is 38 over 100, which is going to break down into 19 over 50. And 19 is a prime number, so we would stop at that point. 50% and 20% in the next column are two of the ones that I'm asking you to memorize. So you should know that 50% is 1 over 2 and 20% is 1 over 5. And the third column we have 145%. Now remember that 100% is going to be 1. So we're definitely going to have, the answer is going to have a 1 right there and then a fraction. And what is that fraction going to be? Well, it's going to be 45 over 100. And I can see that I can divide 5 into each of those. So I would end up with 9 over 20. And there's no more simplifying. So this would be 1 and 9 over 20. And let's move down to the last one. So we're 260%. So just like the last one, when we have 100%, that gives us a whole number of 1. 200% would give us a whole number of 2. And we're still going to have a fraction, which is going to be 60%. And again, 60% is one of those ones that I want you to memorize. 60% is 3 over 5. Okay, well, we're moving on to the last concept in this lesson. This is probably one of the fastest lessons we have done so far, and we're going to be converting a percentage to a decimal. And remember that all we have to do is realize that the decimal is at the end of these numbers right here. And what am I going to do? I'm literally dividing that number 18 by 100 and 25 by 100 and 2 by 100. So I'm doing some division, but the fastest thing to do when we're dividing by a base 10 number such as 100 is we're just going to move the decimal 1, 2 spots to the left, 1, 2 spots to the left, 1, 2 spots to the left. That 2 that we just moved over, there's sort of this empty space. So really that's going to just fill it in with a 0, which is nothing. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got 0.18. Here we have 0.25. Here we have 0.02. Now moving down to the next one, 0.5. So the only difference here is the decimal is not at the end. It's in front of this 5. But we're still going to do the same thing. We're going to divide it by 100, which is essentially moving that decimal 2 places and filling it in. So my answer is going to be 0.05. And when we move to the next one, we've sort of got this mixed fraction right here. So just remember that 18 and 1/2 is the same as 18.5. So what are we going to do? Divide by 100. What does that mean? 1, 2 jumps to the left, and we end up with a 0.185. And the last one, we've got a very large number, 256%. So again, there's the decimal at the end. What are we going to do? We're going to move it 2 spots to the left, and we're going to end up with 2.56. And that is done. It's that easy. We'll see you in class.